Patrick.
How we doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
All right, Padraig Harrington, even par 71. Patrick, up and down front nine, but you really turned it on the back. Can you talk us through your round a little bit?
Yeah, I struggled with the pace of the green, so a couple of three putts on the front nine set me back. But I drove the ball well, and particularly well as I got into the round later on in the round. So, pretty much broke the back of the back nine with some, with the driving, and had a lot of opportunities. I'm happy enough with level par, but it certainly could have been better.
Yeah, and how tough were the conditions out there today?
It was about as tough, as heavy a rain you could get without it, flooding out. Like on the first green, it flooded out, but after we waited for the squidgies, by the time the squidgies had got there, it had actually started to go into the ground. So for the rest of the day, we didn't have to, we didn't have any casual water. So it was tough, and okay. You don't want to be in the rough because it's heavy enough and it's wet, so it's to be avoided for sure in these conditions. And you got to keep it on fairway, and then as I said, the greens, they didn't seem to get any easier when we got to the green. The back nine pin positions were a lot easier. It was like two different referees set up the front nine and the back nine.
How do you think the course will play tomorrow and into the weekend as the weather shifts here?
I don't know how the weather's going to shift.
It's supposed to be nice.
I'm certainly happy with the golf course. I don't like playing in the rain, but I know I can. It was a substantial advantage. Most guys out there know that if they miss a fairway, they can't get to the green. Whereas majority of the time, if I did miss a fairway, I'm not under that same pressure. Let's say I can still get it up there. So I think going forward, I don't really get a choice, do I, in the weather? So I'll play whatever comes.
Brian?
Do you think the afternoon wave will have some advantage due to the conditions, and the course soften up at all?
The softening up of the golf course hasn't helped. Like, I hit a nice 8-iron into 17, pitched about 7-8 feet short of the hole, and it's like an 8-iron. It spun back, at 25 feet. So the softening of the course it's. I'd rather see it. Obviously, I don't want it rock hard. These greens are extremely difficult, but they're pretty soft at the moment that you have to watch for, your ball spinning back.
And physically, how do you feel? Because you talked about,
the physios have been doing a good job in the tour truck. The leg is a lot better than it was Monday, and it didn't bother me at all today. And I keep going in there. They're actually doing a very good job. They're right on top of it, so I'm happy with where it is at the moment. I don't envisage it being an issue for the next 3 days.
We talked about some comparisons with a U.S. Open and this championship. Are you happy with an even par score to start, like you may as you would in the U.S. Open?
As I said, I know I had opportunities to do better out there, but even par, you're not losing ground out there. You're going to be well in it, and the conditions were tough enough that, and as I said, I just wasn't pace of the greens. I found them extremely quick when we started out today. Like, I ran several putts, well by the hole, and so that puts you on edge for the rest of the day. So I am, as much as I could sit there and say, oh, if I hold this or did that, I'd be better. I am content with level par.
Yeah. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.